Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will show you how I made these baguettes. When I started making videos, I said to myself that I will stay away from baking recipes and especially from bread recipes. But several weeks ago, I decided to try to make my first baguette. And the process of making it felt so good and so satisfying that I decided to share this recipe with you. I really hope that if you decide to give this recipe a try, you will enjoy the process of making them as much as I did. So with all that said, let's move on to the recipe. For these baguettes, you will need only 5 ingredients. You will need flour, I use all-purpose flour, water, yeast, salt, and sugar. The exact measurements will be in the description box down below, and you can find a printable version of the recipe on my website, ammaskitchen.com. The first step is to activate the yeast. Add the sugar to the water, make sure that you use lukewarm water. Then sprinkle the yeast on the surface of the water. Let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. The time that it will take for the yeast to proof will depend on the temperature of the room. In a cold place, the yeast will take longer to proof than in a warm place. In the meantime, in a separate bowl, mix the salt with the flour. Now that the yeast is ready, I transferred it into a bigger bowl. Now add about 3 to 3.5 cups of the flour to the liquid and mix it with a wooden spoon or use the dough hoop of your kitchen machine. While mixing, the dough will go through different stages. At first, the dough will look kind of hard and dry, but as you keep mixing, the dough will get sticky, and that is the texture we are going for. Now cover the bowl with a towel and let the dough rest for about 1.5 to 2 hours. Our goal is for the dough to double up in size. After the dough has risen, we'll be kneading it for about 5 minutes on a well-floured surface. Now cut the dough in even pieces. Mine were not even at all, but that's not a big deal. Roll them in the shape of a baguette. I'll line my baking tray with parchment paper, which I sprinkled with flour. Put the baguette on the baking tray and use a knife to make slits. Here I'm sprinkling some more flour on the bread. Now cover it with a towel and let it rest for 1 to 1.5 hours. While they're resting, we'll be prepping the oven. Traditionally, they are baked in a steam oven, and that is what causes them to be crunchy on the outside and fluffy on the inside. However, I do not have a steam oven, so I will try to mimic the effects of one. So for that, fill a skillet, a bowl, or a pan that can be used in an oven with water. Put it on the lowest rack of your oven and preheat the oven to 300 Celsius or as high as you can go. I also use a spray bottle to mist the oven. So now they've gotten really big, so I will make them smaller, add some more flour, and brush away the excess flour on the pan. Put the baguettes in the preheated oven and bake them for about 30 minutes. But after the first 15 minutes of baking, I took them out and I misted the baguettes and the oven with my spray bottle, and then I put them back in the oven for the remaining 15 minutes. And there you have your baguettes. So this recipe will take a lot of time as the dough needs to rest for quite a bit, but in the end it will definitely be worth it. Thanks for watching guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like it and subscribe for weekly videos.